Welcome to Wellness Wednesday. I'm Deborah,
And I'm Rachel.
and today we have a very special guest. It's Rickey Riebesell.
Hello.
So, Rickey, how long have you been in Texarkana?
Well, hold on a minute.
No, you can't take over. This is ours.
Well, you can have it, but I just want to set the rules.
Oh, Lord.
I can't sing as good as Tammy.
Well, that wasn't what I was going to have to do anyway, so we're good. So now we're going to start over.
No, I was making it fun.
Oh.
I thought you said just go with it.
Just go with it.
We're going to go with it. So, Rickey, now that we're going with it, how long have you been in Texarkana?
Almost 20 years.
Oh, wow. You're not a newbie. You've been around for a long, long time.
Felt that way.
Yeah, Texarkana. But you're originally from...
Kansas City.
There you go. We won't hold that against you.
The
So,
Chiefs.
I said I wouldn't hold it against you. So, moving on. You're married,
I am.
have 2 children,
I do.
and how many grandbabies do you have?
2. With
Aw,
one more on the way.
how exciting. How exciting. That's fun. I still don't have any. Ooh, I'm not bitter. So, how in the world did you get into healthcare?
Oh. It started in 2014 with the retreat at Kenwood. I was originally assigned to figure out what to do with the building. Had been vacant for 20 years.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize that.
It used to be the old Heritage Oaks nursing
I
home
remember it was a nursing home.
and closed and vacant and so forth, and just ultimately determined that the highest and best use was converted to assisted living.
And very successful, I must say. So y'all just pretty much come in and gutted it because these look like apartments.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a total gut.
Mhm.
We were lucky enough to find a retired life safety inspector that consulted us through it.
It's always nice to have
Yeah.
because those sometimes it's hard to pass those inspections.
Yeah. And really, it was build it, lease it, sell it was the original plan.
And look at you now. There's always a waiting list just about over here. It's different assisted living. You know, we all visit other assisted livings in town. It's just a different level of care. So when somebody says, what they want, then I can kind of give them what we have here, which is different. We also, right now we're in one of the hospice rooms,
Mm-hmm.
our unit that's 12 beds. And this is room 305. It's a little like
We call it a suite.
yeah, living room, bathroom, little bedroom. So usually when people come here, they don't want to leave. Sometimes we have to go.
And most of the people don't know that these floor plans that are in the unit are also the same exact floor plans that are in the assisted living.
Oh, so have that on the other side as well.
Yes.
So the wonderful thing about the unit is it's 24/7. Nurses, staff, RNs, CNAs. Dr. Mayo is on standby call. You can reach him at any point in time. So, but let's go back to you again. I'm sure Rachel has some questions for you. I won't grill you too hard.
Oh, I know. I guess, why did you decide home health and hospice
Yeah.
once you were in the assisted living? Because they are very different creatures.
Night and day.
They
Yes.
are, yeah. When we first built, I was telling the story to some folks last week. I knew housing very well, multifamily housing. I had no idea healthcare on the clinical side. And I remember our first DON telling me that we had a new one coming in with an AccuCheck, and I had no idea
What an AccuCheck
what even
was.
an AccuCheck was and why we.
Well, we got that.
Yeah. I really thought all we were going to do was lease apartments to 75-year-olds that were going to golf course half the day.
Mhm.
Come home, we were going to feed them, and everybody was good. But we quickly learned that there was a much greater need there. And we found ourselves doing a bunch of things that a home health would have already done. And so I got lucky enough to find at that time Health Back. And so we purchased Health Back with really the only plan to take care of the assisted living patients. We had no intention of being in the community until we got Tracy.
Wow. You got a jewel. You got a jewel there. That woman is a wealth of knowledge.
I've been really lucky.
You have been blessed.
To put some very, very good people around me, and we keep adding to the team of good quality diehard employees that want to see the company succeed. And that's where the growth is coming from, or is the employees. And I just need to sit back and support them.
Well, the one thing about, I've been in the healthcare industry, we'll say 30 years, a little while, but been around a little while. But the one thing, before I came here, I'd always heard that you're very vocal, but I see it as passionate. And the one thing I can say about you is you care for anybody if it's staff, and whatever it is, patients, families, you go the extra mile. And I have worked for other home healths. I've worked for other hospices. So this is the first time I've seen it, to be perfectly frank and honest. I'll give you an example. We're in case conference, and I think it was either the social worker or the chaplain that said somebody didn't have food in the home. And we're, kind of mulling it around. He goes, that's fine, I can take care of it. I'll have a driver take food to him. I'm like, what? That's unheard of, because that is not part of the care plan. That is not part of what we do under home health and hospice, according to Medicare guidelines. That's you giving from your heart, because you're not getting anything from that. So that's what I see when everybody said he's very strong-willed. I said, I see passionate. I see caring.
Very passionate. And, I just come from a service industry. And no, I was not educated in the healthcare side. I
probably would have never got in it if you did.
I was very educated in service, and you do what you say, and if you choose to do otherwise, then you're not going to be successful. And listen, I go to the same restaurants, the same grocery stores that our families go to.
Sure.
And I don't want to have to try to explain why we didn't do a good job while I'm at dinner with my family. So why not just do a good job and be prepared all the time?
But that's actually going above and beyond. I don't think
is.
you realize it is, but it is going above and beyond.
So my probably third, fourth weekend, starting with retreat, I had somebody call me one morning at 7 o'clock in the morning, and everybody knows I was not a morning person. So I think I called Ricky that morning at like 7:15, and I'm on my way already to get to this patient. The first thing he says is, "Are you okay? Like, why are you up at this time of day?" And I'm like, "Well, here's what I got." And when I got there, it was a mess. The poor guy had been in the ER all night. He lived at the high rise. A cab dropped him off on the front door, and elevators didn't work. He had COPD, no oxygen, and had been trying to get up to his apartment from the time they dropped him off, all in paper scrubs.
Oh, Lord.
So when I got to him, of all the people, he kept my number and called me. I didn't know which way to go first, but I cooked up this plan in my head in just this little bit of time, and I sure thought, I'm going to call him, he's going to think I'm absolutely crazy. Nope, he rolled right with it, and that guy ended up, I stayed with him all day long. Our transportation came and got me and him, and we went to his doctor's appointment, and then he ended up coming respite and getting what he needed. But while he was respite, Ricky knew that his apartment was not in good shape, and even laundry he had nothing to wear. So he sent the housekeeper from over here and myself, and we cleaned an apartment and washed laundry.
Wow.
And I cannot tell you, I think 2 or 3 weeks we hauled his laundry back and forth over here. They were taking him warm meals, and then eventually I bugged Ricky enough about him needing somewhere else to live, that he ended up, actually we worked it all out, and he got to come live here. But he was my very first patient, and I thought, he's not going to let me bring anybody else on after this fiasco, because it was a whole day. I mean, we really pulled from every part of what we had to get this man taken care of. And anywhere else that I have ever worked, it would have been a phone call after phone call to try to get just maybe an approval for one thing, but let it alone being able to call one person and say, this is what I have going on, can we go with this? And at the end of the day, his last year of life was probably the best year he had had, you know?
And that's what
Well,
it's
you know,
about.
that's been the plan,
Mhm.
you know, not from the get-go of the assisted living, but once we
Mhm.
started the home health and successfully got through those surveys and added on the hospice in those surveys and then the inpatient hospice, and then the or non-emergency transport, you know, it was so that we had the tools in our toolbox to meet the needs of our patients. And we never know what tool we're gonna have to pull to have good outcomes. And isn't that what we're supposed to do, is
It is.
really take care of our patients?
It is, but that's not the norm, I hate to tell you.
I
I
understand.
mean, I've
It's
been,
the minimum. You do the
you
very
do
minimum.
what is required of you, and that's basic. And
I remember being in a survey, and I had been through lots of the state of Texas surveys, and this time it was with CHAP, and I don't remember if it was our accrediting agency. I don't remember if it was for home health and hospice. And I was debating with the surveyor a little bit, and she says, Rickey, what you're quoting is minimum standards, and we are standards of excellence. And so when she presented it that way,
Mhm.
I had to kind of rethink my debate with her.
Well, now that you brought up CHAP, because Deb and I had this conversation at lunch. No, I did not know what CHAP was prior to me coming over here. So what exactly does CHAP do?
So when you are associated with Medicare or approved to bill Medicare for services, you are required to be accredited with an agency. Some people have heard of Joint Commission. So, some people have heard of ACH, and then there's CHAP. And these are agencies that you select to partner with, and then you have to meet their standards of excellence. It's all in the conditions of participation, right?
Mhm.
But you have to meet what they think are of the excellence, and then they report to Medicare if you're a good boy and that you meet their standards, and you're able to continue to work with your Medicare patients.
And this is something that you pay for to be on that different level.
Yes.
So that just tells you that.
It's a membership.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
And then they're the ones that come in and survey us.
and they can deny you.
They can.
They can say, I don't want to be part of I don't want you to be part of our organization.
They can. Yes.
So, it's not something you can take lightly.
No.
You've got to be on your P's and Q's.
Yes.
So, I know during a survey, it can be a week, it can be a couple of days, it just depends on what they're coming in to look at, and they go from A to Z and backwards again.
Well, you know, when we just went through our renewal a few months ago, we were expecting a couple-day survey, and because of the new inpatient and because of the current census, the couple 2 or 3 day turned into 5 days. And needless to say, somebody combing through all of your records in 5 days,
Can be
you're ready for them to go back
overwhelming.
home.
But they're always very educational, they're
Absolutely.
very helpful.
Absolutely.
So, and that's always good to have, to be able to help you get through the processes. Because again, this is an industry that you've been in for how long now?
Well, the assisted living's now 9 years,
Okay, but home health and hospice.
7.
I mean, but to talk to you, you sound like you've been in it for your life. Truly, you do.
Well, it's definitely been a huge education.
Yeah, it's
Every day.
exciting.
Every day is a different education. Even the days that we had Magnolia, the assisted living under our envelope. So I felt like I used to say all the time, I feel like I was the most surveyed man between the couple assisted livings and the home health and now the hospice. But I've been through enough of them that I understand
You're educated in it,
what the care should be.
and you deliver it. That's the important part. That's where
That is true.
that's where it sets you apart from others. I mean, you worked for a hospice and for many years, and you know, I didn't work. I worked for a nonprofit before, so a little bit different. It's how they file their taxes versus being for profit. That's the difference. But you know, having an inpatient unit, we're the only one in town that opens it up to other hospices. And the reason being, it's, you know, I always say what's for us is going to be for us, and what's for them is going to be for them.
That's right.
If we help the community, that's what we should do, all of us. So, and that's one reason I like working here, is because I can come to him and say, hey, here's my situation. And I'm thinking to myself, he's gonna say no, he's gonna say no. He doesn't say no. I mean, he'll go back and forth, and what's the plan?
Well, at the end of the day, we got to make sure that we're following regulatory.
Correct.
And while trying and attempting to deliver the care. Unfortunately, we still have the big boy over us.
Yes, it is. Yes, but that is one of the reasons I did come to work for Retreat, is because I saw that the passion, the caring, and the opportunity to help the community. And that's always been my goal. I always said I would learn everything I possibly could so I could help the next person. Because I went through it back in 2003 with my parents, and I knew nothing about this industry. I was pharmaceutical, and I'm like, oh, I never want to be the one deer in the headlights going, I don't know what to do.
Well, I can say we got called in to the hospital last night and discussing with the family what options were available. And nothing made my heart feel better when the family, we had previous family members with them, and they said to us, we understand what you do, and you shoot straight with us, and that's exactly what we got. Maybe we don't always like that answer, but I mean, for them to come back at you and say that,
that's a huge difference.
What else do you want?
I want somebody to be truthful and honest and answer my questions.
Well, and you said in the beginning that your word was, what you have, and working, doing like what Deb and I do, that's all we have.
That's all we have is our reputations.
When we go out and talk to people, is we are telling you what we can do for you, and even though you're not standing right there with us, or I don't have, Tracy, the clinical director, with me, being able to confidently go out and tell people, this is what I can offer you, this is what I know we can make happen for you. I didn't have that luxury, with the corporation that I came from. It was, I was instructed to tell people that I'll work on that for you, because we don't like to tell people no. But instead of just being able to be upfront and say, that's not going to work, like I will do what I can to make what your idea looks like, in what I can do, but it's not fair to tell people I'll work on that for you. Let me just go ahead and get you on, and then we'll figure that out. And it's probably not going to be the answer that you want. But
that didn't build confidence in us.
No.
Well,
I have to be able to sell it.
No.
From my previous career, we used to always preach, managers make things happen and make a decision, right or wrong, make it. And as long as we are within our regulatory requirements, I may not like the decision, but I don't want to send you back and have to eat crow. I just may have to tweak it on the next decision.
Right.
True. That is true. So, but like I said, I do like that freedom of being able to be confident in what I'm selling, and that I know it's going to happen, and what that we're going to follow through on everything, and we're upfront with you.
Yeah.
So, and I really appreciate that, because I've worked for some I had to go, and I can't do that. It's not in my DNA.
Well, how are you not going to be upfront and not be honest of what you can deliver, and then when you really need something back from them, it's hard to get that decision. Do they really trust that your word that you're delivering the right information?
I feel so good when I can go in a place. They go, we call you because we know you'll get the answer, and it doesn't change. It is the gospel, and I'm like, absolutely, and that makes me feel I've done it. I work for a company that's actually going to follow through with what they're doing and take care of the patients, the families, everything. So let's go back. I'm going to change subjects real quick. We're going to flip it over here. So I've taken Riley with me on a meeting with me, and everybody loves little Riley.
Loves
my God, they love them some Riley. So
I like me some.
This is Riley's daddy. So, but how is it working with your son in the same company? And
you know, honestly, Riley, coming out of high school, was a groundskeeper here at Retreat at Kindergarten. He hated that job.
Well, I can see him doing that.
He got tired of pulling weeds.
Well, yeah.
And as a teenager, he did not appreciate working for Dad.
Well, no, we never do.
And so he had to find a different path. That employment really trained him well. And he had to grow up fast. And the non-emergency transportation idea came up. I presented it to him right in the middle of trying to build the home health and get the hospice.
Why not throw more in there?
And so I presented it to him, and he's grabbed it and ran with it.
Yes, he has.
Yeah, it does an amazing, and like I said, the community loves them some Riley. I mean, they're like, oh, it's Riley. I'm like,
And really, he's done a wonderful job. He's very busy, so I don't get to see him during the day like many people think, even though sometimes we're in the same office. So-
yeah, same building.
But I really enjoy working with him.
Oh, he doesn't love seeing us, does he? What do y'all want? I'm like, that's Rachel, the nice one.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you, Riley's a good salesperson.
He is.
He's compassionate. He went with me to Encompass Rehab, and he spoke. And I was like, I didn't need to be here. I really didn't need to be here.
And he wants to know. Like,
He-
he's
he-
eager.
Oh,
He's-
yes, he does.
Yes, he's gonna go with me on some consults and stuff, and
Yes.
when he's not busy, and he can go with me. So, but he does a fabulous job. So you did an incredible job hiring him into the company, and he's flourishing. So, is any of your other family?
Well, you know, we have Reese coming in the horizons.
I know she's graduating from high school this year.
And because of what we've been doing, she's kind of changed her path and thinking and is wanting to enter into the nursing field.
It's a good industry.
So I'm pleased with that. So perhaps we see her coming in the future.
There you go. There you go. That'll be awesome. That'll be awesome. But it's always good to keep everybody in it. What are you over there
It's,
doing?
it's 4 o'clock.
Oh, it's snack time.
Have y'all
Did
been-
Nana make these? That's the other
No,
family.
have
Oh, wait, we gotta
Oh, yeah,
stop.
you gotta talk about her.
So his mother-in-law, and y'all call her Nana.
Nana.
We were at. Where did she make our cookies for? Do you remember?
A festival.
The
In
one
Bloomberg.
in Bloomberg. Yes. She made these cookies, chocolate chip cookies. That I'm not gonna lie, I ate a bag or two out there. They were really good.
Well, Riley gets freaking gallon-sized bags of them, and then he's trying to see stingy. He'll give you one. That's it.
What?
One.
That's how
I didn't even know he had them. Where they at?
they're on his desk.
Mhm.
Oh, he's not. I'm gonna raid the
And you
desk.
have to watch him because he'll come in the morning with them,
Sly.
and he walks by my office real fast. I'm like, oh no, friend.
Come back.
Yeah.
But amazing cook. So she did it for us once, but I think we may have pushed her too far because I think we ordered quite a few.
A bit.
She loves them.
We may have to back off a little bit. So, but we do love the family and Nana's cookies.
Well, I will tell you, I did get 6, but I already gave you one. And I'm not ashamed because if y'all have not been to this place, I didn't know existed until today.
What's it called?
Dirty Dough.
Dirty Dough.
It's on
Wonder
State
why they
Line
call it Dirty
beside
Dough.
Starbucks. Like, look at this.
Can you see them?
Those are pretty.
And they're
Huge.
stuffed. Like,
Oh, they've got stuff in them?
Yes. So this is a double stuffed chocolate chip.
Mm.
That's a red velvet Oreo.
Oh.
And then I don't remember what that one was. It had caramel on it, so I said okay. That is a brookie, so that's a brownie on the outside, chocolate chip on the inside.
Oh.
Yes, and that one has peanut butter in
Oh.
So they look very good.
Oh,
it. They are
listen to
good.
him.
The one I already
He's
ate.
fixing to decline.
Well, they kind of look messy on camera.
Yes.
Oh, that's okay. What do we have on
Um,
camera?
Listen, that's my peanut butter. I dropped. Cause I'm telling you, I was
Okay,
driving
we'll
down
wait till we
State
get off
Line.
camera for
I
that.
was driving down State Line eating it, so I know people were. I said it's okay. You can judge me. It's worth it. It had. I call them airplane cookies. You know what I'm talking
Oh,
about?
yeah.
It's the cookies they give you on the airplane.
Not the pretzels.
What are they, biscotti or something? So that's what the
What
cookie
airline are
was.
you flying? I've never got cookies.
All of the
All
airlines
of them
I've
give them
flown
to
on
you.
give you
I
the
only
little
get
package of
pretzels.
cookies.
What am I?
I normally get
Oh
pretzels.
no, you have to ask for those cookies.
Oh, but we didn't know that secret. And I've flown for how many years?
No, you have to ask for those cookies.
Yeah.
I mean, they're the best. So, anyway, those. Next week when I'm expanding because I know that it's there now.
She will be
Ignore
grabbing
it.
next week.
I'll
I gained
ignore it.
this much weight. I'm like, it could have been them cookies.
Ignore it.
We may need to just send her there on some days.
I'm telling you.
Well, you know, you might be
Yeah.
right.
I'm telling you. When we were sitting, we ate at Fuzzy's, and the whole time Deb's talking, I'm just looking out the window. I'm lost because now I need to know what dirty dough is, and I left
She kept
from
saying,
there,
I gotta go
went
get a
straight
cookie, and
there.
I'm
I
like,
went straight there.
okay. I'm like, I didn't know what she was looking
I
at.
went straight there. I walked in. I was like, "Are these what you have? Because they have them all out on display. Like, I need every one of those."
This one over here will stop by Susie Q's
Yes.
and buy dozens of cookies. She sends me pictures. I'm like, who's gonna eat all that?
You can. Once it's in my head, you're not getting it out.
Well, I'm just
Oh,
happy
Jesus.
we're past the Christmas
Oh, my
tree
God.
season.
She has issues with all that.
I know.
Yes, she does.
Lord, she was stashing them ever, hiding them from her family.
Hey, I still have them.
Oh Lord, don't they have expiration
seriously
dates?
They're still good. I have them in my closet
How long have they been in there?
since November. Bad days call for Christmas trees.
Well, I'm
Those
glad
are
you
like
don't
the
have to go through the
emergency.
survey.
No, that's the emergency.
Backup plan? Oh
Yeah,
Lord.
that's the emergency call right there.
Mm-mm-mm. So if there's one thing you could share with us about your journey, getting in this industry, what has been the most significant thing that has happened to you that you'll never ever forget?
You know, I believe through my career, there's nothing better than being with a family member or a family and providing them an excellent care as somebody is passing and they're able to grieve appropriately and let us worry about all the care needs and them thanking us on the way out the door.
Makes a world of difference.
There's nothing better than
No,
that.
there's not. It makes your heart grow.
It sounds a little cold, but that is our
No.
business. But you know, they got to love on their person, whether it's in the assisted living and not even hospice, or now whether it's in the inpatient hospice. That just puts a smile on
It
my
does.
face.
It does, because you gave, and it's because you wanted to. I have one more story that I'm familiar with since I've been here. We had and no names involved or anything like that, but we had a little patient that was out in the community, and APS was involved. Not a safe environment. It was reported back to you, and she ended up living here until we could get her somewhere safe. And that was at your expense, because you were not going to leave her in a home where she was being abused.
Correct.
That's a first for me. That is totally a first. And we've worked for companies that, yeah,
Well, we got to get back to the community.
100%.
If we want the community to support a hometown company, we've got to support back to the community. And I think that comes back in return
It
as
does.
we do that.
It does.
I think that's evident by our growth. It
I
is
agree.
our willingness to give back. You know, I can remember having a discussion with a former partner of mine and discussing some pricing of some whatever it was we were in. And you can't always think about the almighty dollar.
No, you cannot, because
It's important to
it
keep our doors open.
makes life go, yes,
But we can't stay so focused on it.
I
correct.
could just get Eric to get that motto too.
Oh, Lord, no, leave Eric out of this. Poor Eric. Poor
I
Eric.
could just get him
I
to
do.
understand
I do.
that.
She'll come
I
in.
like Eric.
I love Eric. He is so
I could
sweet.
just get him to understand.
Eric,
It's
we've
not
got you.
good.
I'm with you.
She'll come in madder than a hornet's nest at him. I'm like, what did he do? He won't build my deck. And I go, oh, okay. Like, maybe he's thinking about it. I mean,
Yeah.
he's processing different than you.
I wonder if the hot tub's put together.
It's still not.
Don't get her
out.
going.
We're
Don't
not
get her
getting
going. Don't poke the bear. Don't poke the bear.
Did you ever think when you started this that you would get attached to these residents? And
That's
stuff
why I
so
saw the
much?
assisted living. That's why I
Yeah.
didn't sell it. About 10 or 15 residents in, I thought, boy, I enjoy taking care of these folks. And
You mingle with them so nice. I mean, it's fun to watch.
what else am I going to do? So that's why we're still here.
That was the hardest part for me of walking away from long-term care is those people, and I love that I still get to go by and check in on them. But that was the hardest part. When I knew I was finally stepping away, I felt like I was leaving my little family
It's your
people
family.
behind.
That's
so.
where I was before I got here. I had to deliver groceries to one of my little ladies in a place. So, and I have several, but she's one that always calls me. I don't have, and I go, I'll be there shortly. Let me go to the store. But that's just you get attached. You can't help it. That's hard to leave them, so I don't leave them. I just keep going.
Yeah.
So
You get attached to the grumpy ones, and you get attached to the fun ones, and you just learn how to roll with them each day.
every day. But you do maneuver well with them. Not so much with her some days, but these two together, I'm like,
You should have just been a fly on the wall when he interviewed me. First of all, it was the longest interview of my life. When I showed up, I was here 3 hours, and
You interviewed me.
it actually
Pretty
ended
much.
up. He was in and out, so he was talking to family members, and that ultimately is what made me, really go back and think on it, because I had never been anywhere where somebody was so involved. And so I think I left it that afternoon, and then I think maybe that next afternoon I was pretty sold on it, but I still stretched it out.
Yeah, you did. Probably the longest one I would have.
I still stretched it out.
Because I wasn't experienced in healthcare, I found myself having to be in the trenches with the housekeeping, with the aide staff, with the kitchen staff, with the nursing staff, because how am I going to make a good decision
If you don't know.
Yeah.
if I don't know what they're going through?
Yeah.
Now I know back in October you probably wanted to wring us by our necks and hang us from the tallest pole, because we may have gone to a couple of events and asked for tents to be put up. And I think we were in Atlanta at 7 in the morning. Was it 7?
It was early.
Woo! Yeah.
It was
He
early.
was just looking at us, shaking his head. I'm like, we may need to back off them tents. And then like 3 weeks later, we had one at the other building put up. Yeah. But he goes with the flow.
Well, we
For the
bought
most
them.
part.
We need to use them.
I
Just
don't
not
think-
everyone.
No, we've slowed down. It's starting to pick back up again.
It
Just
is.
fair warning.
Be prepared. It's the season.
So we went to the solar eclipse the other day. So what was y'all's experience? What did y'all take out of it? Did y'all go outside and watch it?
I thought the coolest thing is when the total eclipse happened, that you
That's
take your
scary.
glasses off and look up there
And look
and
at
see
it.
that ring.
Okay, you want to know what I did? Because I'm superstitious. I'm one of those. I got too much Indian in me. So I had worked at Post Ticket all day. Got somebody moved over here. I think it was about 1:30. I went by my house and I said, I'm gonna stay here, and I'm not gonna go out there. I saw it get real dark. I'm like, ooh, it's coming. It's coming. That's just me though.
Wasn't that ironic? I
It
thought
was
it was just
really
going to be
weird.
really cloudy. I didn't know we were going to.
It was eerie. It was like yellow, and then it got dark. I'm like,
Yeah.
Well, I put on a wedding.
You
She
sure
did.
did.
That's right.
I did.
I
You sure
missed
did.
it. I was trying
Cool.
to get there.
So one of our employees had been engaged, I think, 12 years. And last week, I randomly was pulling into Planet Fitness and thought about the eclipse Monday, and I said it would be really cool if somebody got married Monday.
Then she was going through her friends.
Yeah. And then that afternoon, I was having dinner with that friend, and I said, you know what? I was thinking about you today, and you should get married Monday. And she said, nuh-uh. And I'm like, yeah, you should do it Monday. How cool would that be? Like, how many people do you know are going to get married during a total eclipse? And she said, if you can talk Daniel into it. I said, give me the phone.
Oh,
So
Lord.
with just a few seconds, I had him on the phone, and I may or may not have told him that I would sing Total Eclipse of the Heart and serve moon pies at the moment, but he was all for it. So
That's
we got
nice.
her sister lives 4 hours away. She got here. She said, "I'm not. How am I going to find somebody to marry us?"
We got
No,
chaplains.
we got that.
We got it
covered,
all.
too. So one of the hospice chaplains got them married. They got the marriage license on Friday. We did it on Monday, and they had just finished saying their I do's when we planned it for the timing, and it was kind of eerie because you felt the temperature drop first, and once you
And the
felt
wind.
that, yes,
Weird.
then it started getting dark. But at the time that it completely got dark, everybody lit sparklers.
That
So
is so
they
cool.
came back down the aisle with everybody waving the sparklers at one something in the afternoon, complete
Yeah.
darkness. It was
That was
very
cool looking at the picture. Go to Retreat's Facebook
Yeah.
page. You can actually see the entire thing.
Yeah.
So the
It was
beauty of
very
it.
cool.
You know, we talk about something that's memorable, right? And we talk about the
Mhm.
enjoyment of the residents. But you know, with the company and the growth of the company and the team members that are here, and to see them to come together, not just as coworkers, but as friends and looking after each other and supporting each other. And you know, we've got a nurse right now that's really sick, and everybody praying for her and pulling for her. You know, what else do you want? You know, is
You
it-
can't find that anywhere else. I mean, I have attained friends with people that I worked with, and you know, I'm still friends with them, and you know, now I'm working with them now here, but you don't get that other places.
No,
I
you
mean,
don't.
even our IDT operates differently than, you know, a lot of other places,
does.
and ours does look like, you know, it's supposed to look, but it is. Everybody's involved. Everybody knows everything going on with every single
Every
patient.
patient.
It's not that's your team, this is my team. It's, you know, everybody is hands on. And if something is going on with another coworker, everybody is comfortable enough to say, hey, you know, I need some grace today. I mean, y'all, how many times a week do I just let you know ahead of time? Today's
not
not
her
the
week.
day. Or, you know,
Daily.
you know, I may have a few good days, and then, you know, like the third or fourth day, it's got to come out somewhere. So,
Bless it.
you know, somebody's going to get it. So we have to have grace with each other and
Absolutely.
know, you know, but everybody's very passionate. So I think that's what sets Retreat apart is you really do have a whole company full of very
People will
passionate
pick you up
people.
when you need to be
Yeah.
picked up.
Well, it's something to be said for you hire like-minded, and I
Yeah.
think we have a company
Wait a
full
minute.
of
I'm
like-minded
kidding.
folks.
Like-minded, not, okay. Make sure
Yeah.
we're on the same page.
You're kind of like me.
No. Well, let me ask you a question. How is it working with two very strong-willed women?
Yeah, we have to pray a lot.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
But you know,
Well, it's more than that because then you have Tracy.
Tracy's
Oh.
very
Yeah,
vocal
like
too.
it's-
We've got three.
now we got Lee.
Yeah, and then
Yeah,
you got
yeah,
Lee. So
yeah.
yeah, it's.
Lee's starting to come out of her shell,
Mhm.
so I'm really starting to see that one.
Yeah, you don't catch break, and then you go home to Becca, and you got
Oh, she knows I wear the pants.
I believe that. I believe that. I'm gonna let you and Eric work on that deck and talk about that.
Lord.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's always fun. I mean, the personalities and Ricky loves when I go,
Yeah.
I don't agree.
You know, I think we've painted a picture for you that you're hard to work with.
I'm not hard to work
No.
with.
No, you're not. No,
I am.
actually,
I can be very hard to work with,
Nah.
but
no. I mean, you're compassionate and you do your job and you advocate
Tracy
for
calls
what's.
me an advocate. That's what we are.
That is.
You know, we've worked together since September.
Yeah.
We worked, you know, we were not with the same part of the companies
Mhm.
before, so we worked a little bit together at different things, but we've been together since September.
Yeah.
And I honestly, I mean, I'll be honest, you haven't made me mad. I mean, I don't think I've made you mad. Have I made you mad?
no, no.
I mean, I think you would tell me. I know I
Yeah,
tell you.
well, 100%. I mean, the
We're both very
personalities
vocal.
that mix, it would definitely come out one way or the other, because it doesn't. My processing from here to here is very short.
It is.
When
Because
it's
I'll
very
go,
comfortable.
don't say
Yeah.
that.
So then it's It's
Well,
very
but
short.
it's okay for good debate.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I am a very good.
She's a good arguer.
I've had several personality indexes done, and I'm a negotiator. That's
Yes,
what
you
my
are.
Well, that's what
personality
most
is.
marketers are.
Yeah, she
Yeah. Yeah, I either come back for a negotiator or a captain. So either one of the
I
two.
cannot remember, because
Both
when I was
very
with
strong.
McKesson, they sent us through all these classes, of course. Yeah, I don't remember. And then Kindred did the same thing, and I remember my boss with Kindred, his name was Rocky. He told me, because this totally makes sense.
Yeah, and
I
it
said-
does. If you've ever had a personality
I have to
index
go back and look for
and
it.
go
I know
back
I
and
have.
look, I mean, it really does. Eric was a little debatable on negotiator, manipulator, like he was
Oh,
like, they're
Lord.
kind of the same thing. Like, no, they're not.
No,
Very different.
Totally not.
Very different.
No, but I think what I lack in you and vice versa, and that's why we do well together. You know, I'm at that age of like, okay,
Yeah.
we'll do it, whatever.
Yeah,
So
but exciting things.
Yes.
It's a very exciting
we
things.
do have coming up on May the 10th. We're going to have a Mother's Day bingo. It's open to the community. It will be at the Southwest Center. They have really graciously let us use the building at no cost because we're doing this for the community. We're going to have, and I'll get the list of the vendors. We're still working on getting vendors signed up, but we really want to honor the mothers in the community. And we're going to have a lot of fun little different things. I think we're going to have a barber and a hairdresser there. Our volunteer coordinator's working on someone that does massages. She's reaching out to the cosmetology school about coming in and doing nails that day. So we're just doing a little bit of everything. So we're excited about that. We just got cued that we need to wrap it up.
Yep.
We get long-winded. So again, this is Rickey. We want to thank you for coming on with us today. We weren't too bad.
Nah,
So
we took it easy on
yeah, we did. Yeah, you just in the afternoon we're kind of mornings we're grumpy. But anyway, thank you. This was Wellness Wednesday. We'll see you next week.
Y'all
Bye.
stay dry.
See you later.
Bye.
Choose excellence in healthcare. Choose Retreat Healthcare Services.